As AI systems move into real business operations, one conversation is accelerating fast: compliance and audit. For years, AI teams could move fast and explain later. That era is ending. Regulators, auditors, and boards are now asking hard questions about how AI systems behave, how decisions are made, and whether controls actually exist. In this video, I'm going to walk through 10 reasons why AI compliance and audit are no longer optional, and why most organizations are fundamentally unprepared. We'll cover why AI audit trails are non-negotiable, why compliance can't rely on screenshots, why regulators will ask how AI decisions were made, why AI governance without audit logs fails audits, why enterprises must prove AI controls exist, why compliance teams fear black box AI, why audit readiness must be continuous, why AI systems need traceability by default, why compliance workflows must be automated, and why AI governance is becoming a board-level concern. Let's start with the foundation. Traditional software already requires audit trails. AI raises the bar. Auditors will ask, what model was used? What data was accessed? What policy applied at the time? What decision was made, and why? Without audit trails, none of this can be answered reliably. In AI systems, logs aren't observability, they're evidence. And without evidence, compliance fails immediately. Because many teams try to document AI behavior the wrong way. Screenshots are not audit artifacts. Yet many teams rely on demo recordings, UI screenshots, one-off exports. These might satisfy internal reviews, they fail external audits instantly. Screenshots aren't complete, aren't reproducible, aren't verifiable. Auditors need system-generated records, not human-curated evidence. Because regulators are increasingly focused on how decisions were made. Regulators don't just care about outcomes. They care about decision logic, inputs used, controls applied, human oversight. Questions are shifting from, did the AI behave, to, explain the decision path. If you can't explain how an AI system arrived at a result, you can't defend it. Because governance without records collapses under scrutiny. Policies on paper aren't enough. Auditors will ask, when was this policy enforced? On which systems? Against which requests? If governance decisions aren't logged at runtime, they effectively didn't happen. Audit logs turn governance from intention into proof. Without them, governance fails the moment it's tested. Because enterprises must prove controls exist, not claim they do. Modern compliance isn't trust-based. It's evidence-based. Enterprises must demonstrate access controls, policy enforcement, guardrail execution, oversight mechanisms. Statements like, we restrict this, or we monitor that, don't count. If controls aren't observable and provable, auditors assume they don't exist. Which explains why compliance teams are uneasy about AI. From a compliance perspective, black box AI is a nightmare. No visibility. No traceability. No explanation. If something goes wrong, there's no clear path to accountability. This isn't resistance to innovation, it's risk management. Compliance teams don't fear AI. They fear uninspectable systems. Because audits don't happen on your schedule. Many teams prepare for audits reactively. They scramble. They reconstruct history. They patch gaps. That approach doesn't work for AI. AI systems change constantly. Models update. Prompts evolve. Workflows shift. Audit readiness must be built in and continuous, not assembled later. Because traceability can't be bolted on afterward. Traceability answers Who did what? Using which model? Under which policy? With what data? If traceability isn't part of the system architecture, it's nearly impossible to add later. AI systems must generate traceability as they operate, automatically. Because manual compliance workflows don't scale. Manual compliance doesn't survive AI scale. Human reviews can't keep up with volume, velocity, complexity. Automation is required for evidence collection, policy checks, reporting, exception handling. Compliance workflows must run at machine speed, not human speed. Because AI governance is no longer just a technical issue. AI risk is now enterprise risk. Boards are asking, what AI systems do we run? What controls protect them? What happens if something goes wrong? When regulators call, leadership is accountable, not engineers. That's why AI compliance, auditability, and governance are moving into the boardroom. AI compliance isn't about slowing innovation. It's about making innovation defensible. At scale, AI systems must be auditable, traceable, provable. Because in the real world, trust us is not a control. Contact us at hello@iagentsflow.com for realizing your enterprise AI vision.